Frankenstein's got a journal.
Ash, it's Vamp, explain it.
What?
Klaus stuck in the house.
Elena side to Damon, huh?
Do I have your attention?
Yep.
Good. Now let's talk about vampires.
Let's go. Season 5. Hear me out.
At Rebecca's kegger with Elaine and friends, taking shots like Jordan Connor, that is, in the paint like Shaq. Fix it in post. You remember when we drove coast to coast, driving to LA Cavalier and a U-Haul, even though that car was too small. Whipping around the Grand Canyon, trying not to fall in. Even when we broke, we were still ball in. By the bay, listen to Frank Ocean. Pour some coffee, I'll see you in 10.
Just get back to work. I'll do whatever you want.
More money, more problems, but I'm counting in the sweet spot. Petey's on the track when the beat's hot.
Now let's talk about vampires.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash.
Hey, Pete.
Ash, there's a lot going on orally, I would say. We got the pug snoring, of course.
Yes.
And I probably sound a little under the weather.
A little congested.
A little under the weather, as we say. Ash.
But I sound great.
Yep, you sound good. Tonight is a landmark occasion.
It is.
Mm-hmm. We have reached 100 episodes.
Of our podcast?
Yep, this is the 100th episode. You know, there's some silliness in there of like, this is an announcement. This is, we're going to not be here for a week. Mm-hmm. This is a special about one of my books or whatever. But this is the 100th.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. You were waiting to tell me on the pod?
Yes, and also waiting for something on the pod.
What?
Gifts.
Gifts?
Uh-huh. New merch is live on TeePublic right now. Mm-hmm.
You guys, I'm like not even joking that I'm surprised. I had no idea about any of these things.
Ash,
what do we have?
Here's your official You Might Be a Bite Neck pin.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that's amazing.
So if there's any bite necks listening, you might be a bite neck.
Oh my god.
We've got the You Might Be a Bite Neck and Steady Standing Stelena stickers.
I love these.
This is the Gold Grills version. You Might Be a Bite Neck Gold Grills.
Oh my gosh. I will really put Steady Standing Selena on like my water bottle, but You Might Be a Bite Neck is going to turn too many heads at work.
Yeah, that's not work appropriate, I don't think.
No.
Well, you might be putting Steady Standing Selena on something else.
Oh my gosh, a shirt. Cute. I like the fonts.
On our TeePublic, I think you go to TeePublic and search for High Dive Publishing or High Dive or something like that, or search for Vampire Diaries. You can get a Steady Standing Stelena t-shirt or sticker or tote bag or whatever. Also, we have a couple colors of You Might Be a Bite Neck.
Thank you. Did you get anything for yourself?
I'll take that bite neck sticker.
Oh, but you didn't get a shirt yet?
Nah.
Just for me?
Yeah. I have my rare Vampire old logo merch.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I love this. Good job, Pete.
Thanks. Yeah, if you go on there, there's a couple colors and styles.
That's so fun.
And look, you can get white font or black font on the different colors
on
and
the
stuff.
shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so hilarious that we just came up with You Might Be a Bite Neck one random night. Mm-hmm. Who even knows what podcast episode that was?
It was several episodes ago, yeah.
And now it's a logo. Oh, yeah. Man. That's awesome.
And, of course, we're calling our listeners the Bite Necks. Only if they identify in that way.
Right.
We might have some neck biters. I don't know.
You might be. It doesn't say you are. Like, you might be. There's still some wiggle room.
You might be. So that's the 100th episode.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Gifts, merch. You can be Bite Necks too, listeners.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
And yeah, Steady Standing Stelena, ooh-wee. That's another thing.
Yeah, is that the first theme song?
No, because I didn't know about that yet, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, true.
Frankenstein's got a journal.
You just
Wolfman's
only were
got a
doing
vlog.
The title, Vampire Diaries, like
Yeah,
lyrics.
what I knew about it. Mm-hmm. Frankenstein's got a journal down in his bog. Pete and Ash read them all, but now we're trying to see what's going on with these Vampire Diaries. Because I was still in the exploratory
That's true.
stage of my lyric writing.
Love it.
Ash, Season 5, Episode 4. That just happens to be the 100th episode. And we hit our 3 years earlier, a couple months ago. But anyway, we're seeing these milestones and knocking them down.
I tried to talk and no sound came out. That's great.
All right, we're going to try and do a bit of a quickie tonight. A quick 100.
Okay.
Because I feel a little under the weather, as we said. All right, Ash. Speaking of Stefan.
Yes, let's speak of him.
Amnesia. Okay.
I know, you were so annoyed by it.
Damon is driving Stefan. Stefan's reading his own journals to try and jog his memory. Mm-hmm. He's reading up on his 1920s ripping days.
Right.
He knows logical stuff like the year and the car, but not who he is. So that's kind of a weird amnesia.
Yeah, like he doesn't know who he is or like his relationships with people, but he just like...
He knows facts.
He can, yeah.
Or like science or whatever. Mm-hmm. They do exposition. Stefan doesn't like drinking the blood bag. He, and like sort of the thrust of this episode is he wants to bite necks.
Yeah, he might be a bite neck. He's trying to be.
Stefan is guessing that he's the fun brother and Damon is the safe brother, but Damon then crashes the car to
all
prove
the way,
that he's fun.
Uh-huh. I like that. I like Stefan's whole amnesia vibe, though. Like, he's like a chill... Like, seriously, Paul Wesley has played so many characters in this show where he's been only himself. You know, like he's had himself in the past and his Ripper self. And
you know, he's really like Wishbone.
Yes, he is like Wishbone. Yeah, he's like dressing up himself in all these different little versions. But his amnesia Stefan is just seriously another well-developed character where you can see like the nuances in his personality where he's now not so worried and not so like guilt-riddled like they always say, and he is just like kind of going with the flow. Even he's like, oh, I'm a vampire, all right, like I believe you, you know. He's not all uptight, and I like this Stefan. I don't know how you feel about it.
I do as well, and I'm wondering if I like this Stefan or Silas Stefan best. You know?
Yeah, you did like Silas Stefan.
Because I don't like OG Stefan.
I like OG Stefan just because he's so like...
I mean, I don't like him best, I'm saying.
Yeah, he's so like romantic. I like that part. But this part is he's just like, well, I'm just hanging out, having a good old time.
Ripper Stefan isn't my favorite either. And then old Stefan... Young boy.
Yeah, long ago Stefan.
Isn't my favorite either. So it could be Silas Stefan or Amnesia Stefan, even though I don't like Amnesia.
I know.
In general.
You were like, I'm going to hate this so much. But yeah, his personality is just a chill dude.
Yeah, like in the old parlance of like, which president would you want to get a beer with? It's kind of like, which Stefan do I want to get a beer with? And maybe it's Amnesia Stefan.
I know. I think he's the chillest one.
Not Silas Stefan because he would subtly cut my wrist and put it into a big gulp cup.
Right. He would manipulate you.
In that crash, it looked like there was like a GoPro shot that they just let the car hit. Oh. That was kind of cool. That's some Breaking Bad type dealings. Elena is talking on the phone to Caroline, who is at college. The college thing is still happening. Elena put Damon in charge of Stefan. Caroline has been studying up on retrograde amnesia, which for some reason, I think I did a report on that in like one of my psychology classes or something. Because I remember retrograde and tarograde or something.
You must have.
I must have. Or maybe it was for like a writing project or something.
Somehow you have amnesia about this project.
I do. Maybe when you read about it, it's like...
you forget it.
You forget it. Caroline has done that not only to help Stefan, but also to get closer to Dr. Maxfield, which definitely isn't a fake name. Trying to find out why he covered up their roommate's murder by vampire, which we haven't
talked about in like a couple episodes.
Talk about that in a hot minute. Jessie is Dr. Maxfield's lab assistant. And this was confusing. And they always do this to like get the plot to happen somewhere, somehow. Caroline is taking Jessie to study together at some townsy, like,
Remembrance Day
bell ringing ceremony, Remembrance Day. And when they first say these things in the beginnings of these episodes, you're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, they're just trying to like tell you. They're just trying to set up the plot exactly, and then you're like, well, what does that look like? And like we never even heard of this before.
We didn't even pan across a flyer.
Right. No signs here.
We've seen no copy on this. All right. Caroline makes a joke about how she and Tyler's relationship is dead. Foreshadowing, in a way.
Sort of.
Right. Damon and Stefan are at the grill, and then someone's doing shots for Uncle Steve. I was still very confused.
Yeah, because we're like, who's that? But it's just that's what the town is doing to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's almost like their like specific towns, El Dia de los Muertos, where they're like honoring the dead, but in this weird bell ringing, shot taking, hang out in the cemetery way.
Yeah. Because they have the old colonial bell ringing thing, which, so I was like, this holiday is about people during their cholera era.
Right.
Who would be buried with bells in case they were buried alive because they were so sick they looked dead.
Yeah,
And
which
so,
is so scary.
If you woke up, you would ring that bell and then they would dig you out. But if you're sick enough to look dead, I mean, whatever. I guess you could come back from it if they gave you some leeches or whatever they did back then.
It's also like interesting to think about, like they didn't have a way to measure if someone was dead or not.
Yeah.
Like they didn't know how to like check their pulse or whatever. They're just like, well, they look dead.
I don't know. If I was looking dead, I wouldn't want to be buried alive either.
No, I wouldn't want to be buried. But also, like, how did they get the bell to ring if it was covered in dirt or whatever?
They had a string
the
threaded
string
down into the coffin.
That's right.
Now, that very long-winded explanation day is an excuse to get hammered, they say. Everyone's drinking about that bell. The server comes over. Stefan gets H for B. Stefan wasn't convinced he was a vampire, but now he is. He doesn't know he's a ripper. He doesn't have the memories and the guilt anymore. Elena joins them.
Wait. I think that's the important part because I think that's his whole, like, defense or argument of why he should be able to drink people's blood from their neck and not these blood bags or whatever they're trying to get him to do. He's like, I don't remember being a ripper. I don't remember killing my dad and turning you into a vampire. I don't have guilt about those things, so I'm not gonna just go ripping wild. That's his like reasoning.
I wonder if in real life, if someone who was addicted to, let's just say, heroin, got amnesia or whatever, woke up, didn't know they were addicted to heroin, they would obviously be craving something, but they wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah, isn't that sort of like what people try to do when they get like hypnotized for addiction?
I don't know.
I don't know much about it, but I know that people do try that. Like if they're addicted to cigarettes or something, like they can't stop smoking, they get hypnotized and then they don't have the craving anymore. I wonder if it's like sort of like this where you just kind of forget that that's what.
Right.
But I don't know much about it.
I don't either. I have certainly heard about being hypnotized to quit cigarettes, but then again, I also just saw about a pet psychic who makes a bunch of money.
Right, no, I know.
So there are all types of things.
Well, this is also a fictional television show about vampires, so I just wonder if that logic is similar in the show and this other thing.
Yeah, well, let's use the evidence from the show. He bites necks, and then he does kind of control it, though.
Yeah.
So for him, it is kind of a mental thing.
Right.
So there we go. Problem solved. Mm-hmm. Jeremy is working out. Bonnie is watching from beyond the grave. She says, Ash, there's no Netflix where she is. We used to watch this on Netflix. How did she know?
I know. She also says that everyone, all the women on the other side, thank him for him exercising.
I don't know if she said women.
Oh, maybe not. Everyone, just everyone.
All the bite necks over there.
She's like, we thank you for your service, basically. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny.
All right. Jeremy's whole thing this episode is that he wants Bonnie to, well, by proxy, tell everyone that she's dead.
Yeah, because everyone is counting on Bonnie to save the day. This time, bring back Stefan's memories. And so everyone's like, where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? We need her. We've been calling her. And Jeremy's just like, all right. The jig or gig?
Jig.
The jig is up.
Jeremy has his phone in one of those workout armbands.
This show has the best technology.
I know. I had one of those at one point, but then it just like fell apart. Like I don't know that those things worked.
I think also yours was from like the 99-cent store.
It probably was. Shout out.
Mm-hmm. The 99-cent store.
Yeah, 99 cents only.
Yeah, 99 cents only.
All right, Matt.
Lots of throat clearing in this.
I know. I'm just sick. Matt calls Jeremy. Mm-hmm. He woke up covered in mud with a weird knife. Sounds like me on a Thursday night. Matt keeps waking. Okay, and then Jeremy is just there. Jeremy walks over there.
Yeah. He's like, I'll be right there.
And they continue the conversation pretty much where they left off on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me another word. I'll just come over.
I'll just come.
Cut to Matt. He like has to wait for like 20 minutes. This could have been a call. All right. Matt keeps waking up after doing stuff because Gregor is in his body. Hans from church. Matt set up cameras to catch himself, figure it out. Which this was before like Ring camera technology, so he just like put a camcorder.
A big camcorder on a tripod.
On himself.
Mm-hmm.
Matt is mad that Bonnie isn't around. Jeremy says she's in D.C. with her mom. Her mom's still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Matt hasn't slept. He's scared. He's going crazy. He needs Bonnie's help. Everyone needs Bonnie's help. I wonder if they're going to befriend a new witch. Was that handsome guy that Bonnie met? Oh, he was a warlock. Is he dead now?
Yeah, I think so.
I forget what happened to that guy.
Yeah, he was one of the side character guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he is.
They need a new warlock in that Balboa. Mm-hmm. All right, Elena and Damon are taking shots, talking about Stefan. Elena needs Bonnie too. A witch did this to Stefan. A witch can undo it. They all need Bonnie. Stefan has a blood addiction, going back to kind of what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. He's missing. He's with the server. Stefan, does he know he's compelling her, or is he just being like, don't move?
Yeah, he's learning from them, like what all the things are. He's learning how to compel. He's learning how to whoosh.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't know if he'll be able to stop if he bites her neck. Mm-hmm. Damon grabs him up before he can bite the neck.
I like seeing Stefan get like real vampire looking face.
Oh yeah, he had a big mouth.
Yeah, big mouth, big like, you know.
He was Nick Krollin.
He did it a couple times this episode. I'm like, I don't think we've seen him like, because he doesn't bite people's necks. So like he's not very often looking like that. He'll just drink his blood in his little glass. Mm-hmm. You know.
Stefan and Damon are at the graveyard. Stefan killed Honoria Fell. Mm-hmm. They take Stefan to the family crypt. They talk about the people in their family that died. Their dad, Stefan killed him. Uncle Zach, Damon killed him. Nephew Uncle Zach or whatever. Yeah, Elena's there. Elena's family history. She lost her adoptive parents, her birth parents, Alaric, her aunt, and Jeremy, but now he's back to life. All in pretty recent times.
Right, and Bonnie, but she doesn't know it yet.
And Elena burned her own Hirschstern. Hirschstern. And Stefan is flirty, Ash.
I know.
He's like, how do I not remember you?
I love his little flirty, just laid back guy. Like this is the kind of guy. This is like the guy. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're like, he's like cool, he's confident, he's flirty, but he's not gross. Mm-hmm. He's asking questions, he's interested.
Very large mouth.
Nice teeth.
Damon calls Jeremy looking for Bonnie. Jeremy knows where Bonnie is. Come over. This could have been a call.
She did.
Jeremy's all about the in-person.
Yeah, come here now.
Jeremy's running a company now, and he's like, yeah, I know we said hybrid, but you guys are going to have to come into the office.
Yeah, seriously. That is Jeremy.
That's his vibe. It's like, we could set up a Slack channel. No. Kind of like to see my boys in the flesh. Like to see my boys in the flesh.
Oh, no.
All right. Stefan and Elena are redoing their meet cute at the high school, trying to jog his memory.
Mm-hmm. It's jogging more than his memory.
Something else is jogging.
Yeah, she's getting her memory jogged too. Her feelings for him.
Memories aren't the only thing that's percolating. Right. Here's what I was confused about. Stefan sees a guy with a bloody head for some reason. Some sports player walks through the hall with a bloody head.
Yeah, that's it. It's just, what uniform were they wearing? I felt like at the moment I thought it was wrestling, but...
Oh, it could be wrestling.
And then the guy was bleeding, and they were like walking to the locker room or whatever, and then Stefan just happened to be there and see the blood and be like, ah.
Yeah, he wanted to get H for B, I guess. Mm-hmm. All right, they go outside and look at the mascot on the exterior of the high school. Elena jumps on the roof. Stefan jumps on the roof. I don't know. They're just talking about stuff. And then...
You liked when she said whooshed.
Yeah, she said whooshed.
Mm-hmm. Which that's what we've been saying in the pod.
I know. They were listening to us. Mm-hmm. They just have little flirt chat. You were the most compassionate person I ever met, she says. It wasn't you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, more bell ringing for Remembrance Day. Caroline and Jesse are there studying. Mm-hmm. They talk about Ty, but Caroline wanted to hang out with Jesse, and they smooch.
Yeah, but then they keep studying.
Caroline's not all the way into it. Mm-hmm. Jeremy wants to tell Babu. Jeremy wants to tell Damon that Bonnie is dead. She doesn't want him to. She's right there. Mm-hmm. She's behind me, isn't she? I'm surprised neither one of them hit that. Jeremy or Damon could have done that.
Right. They never said that the whole episode. Is she right here? You know, they never say that. She's behind me.
They didn't. Even at her funeral, they weren't. Jeremy wasn't like, and she's here watching this.
No, he just like says what she says, and then they're all like go along with it, but no one actually says it.
Yeah, that must have been a choice.
Yeah.
I like that. Who's right behind me? All right. Okay, Jeremy goes so slow telling Damon what happened. He's like, no, you really have to think about this. And Damon's like, don't say it.
I know.
It's so weird.
It was weird. And he was like, don't you say it. If you say it, it's going to ruin Elena's whole life.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he said it, he was like, why'd you say it?
So silly.
It was silly.
Oh, and then you think Damon's going to be all mad, and then he hugs him.
Yeah.
They were going for something real different, and so good for them. Like,
right. I do like the emotion we get from Damon when he hugs Jeremy. Mm-hmm. That part is sweet, but the other part is weird. I agree.
I feel like there's like a scary movie spoof of The Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. Like, where someone's like, oh, I'll give you double detention. And like Anna Faris is like, no. Like, I feel like it's kind of like that.
It was really like overly dramatic. I mean, they should be sad and missing Bonnie, but he could have just been like, this is what happened, and now we're sad. Mm-hmm.
Elena takes Stefan to Wickery Bridge. Talks about the 2 accidents she was in there.
Doesn't the Wickery Bridge look kind of weak?
I thought it looked super weak in this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we usually see it at night.
We do.
I'm like, alright.
You're like,
That's the thing that you care about? And like both accidents were on purpose though, right? Mm-hmm. Which, that's an oxymoron, but...
Well, no, not the first one. The first one, her parents got in the accident when they picked her up from like that party. And she was like, come and get me, mama.
Because it would be real hard to drive off that bridge if you weren't trying to, because it's small. Mm-hmm. Elena...
But Stefan was there both times, is what happened.
Mm-hmm. Elena is distracting Stefan from wanting to feed. You were the perfect boyfriend, she tells him. Elena touches his face. He wants to smooch, but she's with Damon. Damon's my brother, he says. The hunger returns, and he whooshes away.
Yeah, no, it's like, man, he has to get his heart broken twice. In the same way.
Mm-hmm. Matt is on the couch. He wakes up. His palm is cut.
Of course.
He looks at the camera, plugs it into a laptop. He sees himself get up and answer the phone and check. He walks to the camera, takes out a knife, talks to the camera. I am the passenger inside of you. Excuse me. My friends will look for this blade, protect it, or this will be your throat. Then he cuts his hand.
Right. I wonder if they decided to make him have this accent because Matthew Rowring or whatever his name is, this guy, this actor.
Matt plays Matt.
Well, maybe I'm getting it mixed up.
Matthew Roring.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Does not seem like a real person.
Matt can do the accent, and I wonder if that's why they picked it because he does a good job.
He does, yeah.
Don't quote me on the name. Sorry, I'm not good with names.
Damon is drinking Brothers Bond, calls Elena. He's sad, needs to talk to her about something. Stefan whooshed off hungry after hearing about Damon and Elena together.
Right.
Stefan is also drinking, sees Caroline, and he knows that she's his best friend via pictures, but says she's hotter in person.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Zachary. Okay, Zachary, how do you say his last name? Rorig?
Yeah, sure. Rorig.
Rorig. Not Matthew. Zachary. Same difference.
Zachary Shoebed.
Basically.
Jesse doesn't know what's going on with Stefan. Stefan says he'll rip Jesse's arm off. Caroline compels Jesse to leave. I said, but I bet Jesse drinks vervain so he knows what's going on, which doesn't turn out to be true.
Yeah, it's not true. But you know what? Caroline doesn't compel him in the moment to forget. She just says to leave. So he's just he still knows what happened to him. Mm-hmm. But I guess maybe eventually she does compel him to forget because when he goes back to the professor, Dr. Show and Show, he is like, I don't remember what happened. So
she must have.
She must have, but we don't see it.
Off screen. Jesse calls Caroline. He's in the crypt. Stefan bites his neck. But then Stefan stops. He tells Jesse he's a ripper, but he's working it out. Stefan does exposition. He's mad about Damon stealing his girlfriend. He bites his neck.
I like seeing Stefan bite the neck. But also it's like he calls himself a ripper like this guy Jesse's supposed to know what that means.
Yeah. Jesse's like, what?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Jeremy goes to Matt. He needs to tell him Bonnie is dead. Jeremy hates being clear about this, I said.
Yeah.
You gotta believe that Bonnie's not in D.C.
Yeah. He's trying to...
Where is she? New York City? Well, what major city? He might say she's not in a major city.
Or she's in any major city she wants at any time.
Yeah. They must have had to fill up more pages or something. Caroline comes and stops Stefan. Jesse looks dead. Caroline feeds him her blood. Stefan is burning the titular diaries, Ash.
I know. This part is so sad because Stefan, that's not amnesia'd, would never burn his diaries.
The irony of someone with amnesia burning memories.
Right. He said, I don't want to be this person.
What a fool.
I know. So sad.
I said, who is he? Rey in Star Wars burning the sacred Jedi texts?
Basically.
Which I knew that you actually said that one. I had to. I wrote that down from you saying that.
That happens like down in that pit, right? Down like
No, it happens
on that island. That island.
On that island,
planet.
Yeah. Where Luke is getting that milk.
Right.
The blue milk. All right, Stefan, that was silly. Stefan doesn't want to live in the house and hear his bro's advice. He's mad. He wants to leave. He trusts Caroline, though.
Yeah.
He says he's not going on a ripper binge. We need Bonnie, Elena says. Damon knows, though.
Mm-hmm. Damon does not beat around the bush like Jeremy.
He says it immediately. Stefan is in the crypt. Caroline checks on him. He's trying to be good for real, I said. I thought he was going to go on a ripper binge.
And then he like notices that something's wrong with Caroline and asks her about it.
Caroline now tells Stefan that Bonnie is dead. She has no idea where Ty is. She's sad. Stefan says that she has him. Holds her hand, let me be there for you. Mm-hmm. He's like, I got amnesia. This girl used to be my girlfriend over here. She's with my brother. Where are these other ladies at?
Basically.
Elena is stressed. She's going through a trunk. Mm-hmm. She burned her house down and has no clothes.
Right. And she's trying to find something to wear to this funeral that she just found out about her best friend Bonnie being dead.
And this is one of those things where, like, you're stressed or whatever, and so everything is hard.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, last night, I got, like, the sickness came on me, and I was trying to put stuff in the freezer. It was not working.
No.
But then I did it perfectly, actually. So I'm kind of better than Elena in this way.
That's true. She did get dressed, after all.
Oh, that's true. So she's kind of like me. I'm kind of a role model to her. in this particular way.
That happened to me, though, yesterday, too, where I was so hungry, and it was at lunch, and I didn't get to eat right away. And then I finally got to eat, and I was trying to open up my plastic salad container thing.
No.
And I couldn't do it. And I was, like, so weak because I was hungry, and I was just like, here, can you open this to the person sitting next to me?
That's so funny.
And I'm like, I'm so hungry, and I just can't open this salad. Can you open it for me?
That's so funny.
And I crushed it.
Mm-hmm. Love that. The irony.
I know. Where are we at, Pete?
Stefan is gone. Bonnie is dead. Damon tries to comfort Elena.
Yeah.
Oh, Bonnie's outside the window like...
I know. I'm like, she didn't want to be in the house. She was peeking through the window.
She could be anywhere.
Right.
Why is she outside the house? Mm-hmm. All right. Bonnie has a funeral in the woods, Ash.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't as weird as it could have been because of this Remembrance Day scenario.
Yep. Sorry, I'm hacking over here.
Do you want me to read your notes?
Nah, we're almost done.
Okay.
And I'll be well by next episode. I'll guarantee.
I hope so.
All right, they each have little things for the stump, Ash. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have a stump or a full tree as your thing?
Well, it'd be hard to put stuff on a full tree if you were bringing little trinkets.
What if it had a hollow?
I don't know, bugs. I don't know. I don't want either one.
I know, but I just thought it was kind of weird with a stump. Well, a stone tablet, maybe.
Yeah. Or just like a blanket on the ground or something.
I guess the stump was fine. All right. A pom-pom, a pool whistle. Mm-hmm. Straight out the happenstances. Mm-hmm. Some white feathers.
Yeah. Remember when she would do her magic, blowing stuff around?
And the grimoire?
Yeah.
They're burning this thing? Or maybe I just have burning books on the brain from earlier today when I was burning books.
No.
Just kidding.
They didn't. When Stefan was
burning
They weren't burning it. They were just
they're
like.
just gathering it?
Yeah.
I was like, man, they're going to.
Making her
100 dead witch spirits are going to go, ooh.
No, they're not burning the grimoire.
Okay. Because they probably will need it when they get this new witch or warlock. In their clan. Bonnie is there, says they need this, I need this. And then there's a bell. And I said, oh, this makes sense that they did this in this episode.
Right.
Everyone is very sad. Bonnie says she's not going anywhere. She's watched them have the summer of their lives. Love that. Seeing them happy, she talks to Jeremy, tells Elena to go back to college. And Matt didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, because he was worried about that earlier in the episode.
And she's like, except shoes in the bed.
And mud in the house.
And mud in the house. He's got a track record, that's for dark.
But she makes a joke. She was like, I would have emailed you back 400 times or whatever. If
300, yes.
Oh, yeah, 300.
She watched Caroline decorate her dorm room. And I said, this is an effective device, Ash. When people from either beyond the grave or somehow maybe a letter or something get to tell people stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was getting wispy. Were you? I think you were.
Yeah, for sure. Ty shows up. He comforts Caroline. Is he an added emotional thing in this moment? I don't think so. I think he kind of, I don't know. He gets to ride this emotion a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does add a little bit because Bonnie is has emotion about Caroline having Tyler. Like that, I think that gives Bonnie peace that Caroline has Tyler with her.
Bonnie says we'll all be okay. And then our hot close instead of a cold open.
Oh. Hot clothes.
Hot clothes, they should call it that. Maxfield.
Oh, wait, but also do you remember when Jeremy is holding Bonnie's hand? And, they only see him reach his hand out, but Bonnie's there holding his hand, but they can't really feel each other, but they're still doing it. That was a sweet little moment.
You like that?
But it's also kind of silly at the same time. Because he's holding hands with a ghost.
Yeah. Maxfield is on some tablet. Your vitals are normal. Jesse is getting checked out by this tablet. He has some memory loss, Ash. Maybe some compilation. You have vampire blood in your system. Either someone healed you or someone wants you to be a vampire. Then Maxfield is like, this is step 2 to becoming a vampire. And then Jesse dies.
Yeah, he injects him with something and then he dies.
Maxfield is like, someone wants you to be a vampire. Me.
Yeah, me.
That's crazy. Maxfield.
So now we know for sure that Maxfield knows about vampires and how they're made. And he wants to make one, but that's all we know.
Instead of the birds and the bees, when you tell your kid about how vampires are made... Was it the bats and the fleas? Bats and something.
Bats in the trees? I don't know. What do you think, Pete? How many fangs?
I'm going 2 fangs.
I'll go 2 fangs.
Straight up.
I just think that Stefan was so good. But it's sad about Bonnie, which was good. It was emotional. But
yeah.
Ready to move on and see what's happening next.
Right. I wonder if her as an actor still gets to be on Ghost Patrol or if she is going to be around less times.
What else do you Pete-dict?
We haven't seen Silas Stefan in a minute. And then these travelers, they got to be doing something. What are they using Matt's body for? Well, Gregor doesn't even have a body anymore. But maybe I think eventually they'll put him in somebody else's body. Because it can't just be Matt and Gregor.
Forever.
I don't even remember what Silas is trying to do, really.
Trying to get Catherine.
Oh, yeah, Catherine wasn't in
Because
this
Catherine
episode.
has the cure in her blood.
Yeah, Catherine wasn't even in this one.
Mm-hmm. So you think they'll go back to that storyline next step?
Yeah, they got to do some more college stuff.
Yeah. What do you think's up with this professor?
Oh, yeah, I wonder if he... Okay. Maybe he's making vampires just to, like, try new ways to kill them or whatever. Or, like, a better way to kill them.
Yeah.
I feel like he's anti-vampire for some reason.
Okay.
He's a... Or he might... Okay. He might hate vampires like... Whose dad hated vampires?
What?
I don't know. I forget. Someone's dad hated vampires in, like, the first season.
Are you talking about the Gilberts? The Gilberts
Yeah.
didn't like vampires. The uncle, father, what's his name?
I have Sudafed brain right now, but
I just can't pull it. I can think of his face, but I can't think of his name. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, wasn't it someone's dad? Caroline's dad? Caroline's dad.
Caroline's dad definitely hate vampires.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, so I don't think Maxfield is all that. He might be just mad scientist guy. That's my actual Pete-diction. I mean, Maxfield, Dr. Maxfield. Like, oh, what's our Frankenstein going to be? Oh, what about Maxfield? Good job. Good name. It's a name no one's ever heard before. Frank, Max, I don't know.
All right. Well, those are some good Pete-dictions. My Pete-dict that you're going to feel better soon.
Everyone have a festive autumn.
Oops, I touched the microphone. And get some merch.
Oh, yeah. Go over to TeePublic, High Dive, search for, like, Vampire Diaries or High Dive Publishing. Whatever. It shouldn't be hard to find. Bite Neck. I mean, I don't know how many Bite Neck things are up there right now.
Yeah, that's so fun. Thank you. And way to go to us for 100 eps.
100 eps.
Thanks for listening. Bye.